March is here. Madness has begun this week. One-star quarterback callbacks and free agent drama. Serving up our signature one-star moments, and we're joined by the future of college hoops, overtime elite phenom, Arkansas bound, baller, Meleek Thomas.
Meleek TV on Thomas is next from the city of Pittsburgh. One-star listeners get all the legendary Pittsburgh athletes t-shirts available on 500level.com. We're talking Ken Griffey Jr., born in Donora, Kurt Angle, born in Mount Lebanon, the legend, Sidney the Kid Crosby. Mystery shirts for $10, 500level.com. 20% off everything on the site with the discount code DK and RIP. That's DKANDRIP. 500level.com. Let's go.
This is Meleek Thomas, and we're here with One Star Recruit Podcast.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits Podcast, brought to you by 500level.com. St. Patrick's Day green shirts. I'm reminding everybody right now because every year, Rip, I had right there, and I don't have any green shirts. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a Packers guy. I don't have every Little League hat like you, bro. So 500level.com, use a discount code. March 4th, 182 pounds in the Portland studio. Oh no, Rip, just seeing now too. Save this, Winston. Mark this. I want to talk about Kyrie's out for the season. Kyrie Irving. Yikes, Dallas.
Ouch.
Yikes. So we'll save this for later in the show. And I have Dallas questions for you. Don't let me forget that, Rip. But the listeners asked for it. You committed last week on this of bringing back a 5-star guest. You responded like the baller you are, Rip. You showed like the Portland Trailblazers. People thought you were done. You're going for Cooper Flag. You responded. You got a 5-star guard back with us. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, and Arkansas Razorbacks fans should be feeling good too in Fayetteville. DK, they got Meleek coming in next year. You'll see. He hasn't done a ton of podcasts, but Overtime Elite always comes through with a guest, and pretty much every Overtime Elite athlete that's going to the NBA is one of their stops is one-star recruits. So this is a great interview. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for the Arkansas fan base. Although John Calipari, DK,
John Calipari, what? He's first year, Rip. First year. It takes a while. He's running a marathon, not a race here. Where are you going with this? No tournament? Not making the tourney?
It's a little scary in Fayetteville right now. I mean, our second home on this pod, we had our guy Hunter, but there's questions brewing right now. I mean, all the excitement from last year when Cal got hired, it's only been about 9 months, but was that hiring a mistake, DK? Is it crazy to ask at this point?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's uncalled for. And Hunter Yurachek, who's been on the podcast, great dude. Hunter, we'll have you back on. I know things got crazy. But what a year and a half it's been since we saw you last. We got to catch up. No, it takes a while, Rip. It was not built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. Helps coming. We got one on the podcast. Member of Jay-Z's marketing representation arm, Rock Nation, which is kind of new. This is the first time that I've heard an athlete doing Rock Nation in the NIL space. I kind of think of some others in my head. Robinson Cano, baseball player. Kevin Durant, I think Kyrie Irving's Rock Nation. You're a music lover, Rip. You like this partnership for Meleek Thomas?
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with following successful entrepreneurs and entertainment leaders like that. And like you said, proven track record with some of these top athletes. So getting in at the age of 18 with Meleek could be a 20-year partnership.
I remember that Robinson Cano deal, man. You remember that one? I think it was the first super big one and Rock Nation did. It was one of the early 10-year deals with Seattle, 240 million. Not great for Seattle, the Mariners. The guy could not stay healthy at all. But Rock Nation out here doing a little bit of representation in the NIL. Very interesting to me, man. We'll see how that progresses. Winston, pull up a couple more Rock Nation NIL athletes. I'm curious, Rip, to see what's going on. But dude, you got us a 6'4" shooting guard from Pittsburgh, really from Pittsburgh. He moved to play. He's a standard hooper this day and age. AAU youth basketball players move around a little bit, figure it out. He ended up coming back to Pittsburgh, and then we caught up with him playing for the City Reapers, Overtime Elite, the OTE League. Yes, we are pioneers of Overtime Elite, Rip. it's only had successful track record of especially he left as a junior to go hoop, to go focus on the development side. It's a big part of what we talk about with the Thompson brothers and having, I'll call him Coach Wilkins at this stage, the GM over there at OTE. It's all about development. And here's the next example, the next shining star, focusing on scoring and defense. What team wants. And I'm going to talk about the Mavericks later. This guy could be a future Dallas Maverick at the stage Dallas is going at, but a bucket getter, can shoot the three. Listen to the interview. A real down to earth dude who is focused on ball, family, and God and church. Focused. We saw it with the Thompson brothers, kind of that same level of intensity and focus, that Kobe instinct a bit. And he signed with Arkansas, Rip. In November, he said, I'm doing it. Over UConn, over a couple of these other big squads, over Pitt. Guy loves Pittsburgh. Over Pitt, he had a connection with Calipari. The guy who you asked in the beginning is the wrong hire. He's getting dudes like this is why it's the right hire. So it's on and cracking. And we're excited about Thomas, dude. Any player comps that come to mind for you, Rip, NBA or college ballers, when you think of his game?
Well, you're pretty close to the same size. I believe you're 6'2", 182. He's 6'4", 179. I'm not gonna poison him with that comp, but I'm gonna go out there and say like how about a better shooting Jeremy Sohan from the Spurs? Is that a bad comp? Am I crazy?
A better shooting Jeremy Sohan. Yes, I like Sohan too. I like his style. I had higher expectations for him, and I have higher expectations for Leak as well too. It's not bad, Rip. It's probably a 2-star. It's not bad. I heard a couple other ones. Jordan Hawkins comes to mind. Also 6'4" guy, score, can dribble the rock a little bit. So Jordan Hawkins comes to mind. How about Jamal Murray? Let's do the Calipari game, the Calipari comparison. We got Jamal Murray, who played at Kentucky. Both playmakers, both can do stuff without the ball too, but definitely like having the ball in their hands. Maybe Malik Monk a little bit. Might be a stretch. Both aggressive.
Just because they have the same first name?
Yeah, a little bit. Is that too easy, bro? I just came to my head a little bit. But then I'm putting it together a little bit more. I think our guy Meleek Thomas is going to be a little bit more efficient and not less of a spurty scorer. I think we got a guy who's going to play the full game. We'll see, though, man. I like that. So is Thomas's ceiling closest to like a secondary scorer then? In this case, like we'll use Sohan or Jordan Hawkins, for example, or maybe a primary playmaker like Jamal Murray. I'll put Jamal Murray in that category, even though that's a stretch.
I mean, he's 18, so I don't want to pigeonhole him yet, but I think in Fayetteville he can take the lead and probably average between 15 and 20 a game his freshman season. Like he mentioned, there's all kinds of 5-stars coming in. They got some returning players. He kind of went out and called this a rebuilding year, which we'll see. I mean, 6-10 in the SEC right now, on the verge of possibly missing the tournament. But Malik and Darius and those other guys are coming in to save the day next year. So don't fret, Razorbacks fans. The one thing you're getting with Calipari is 5 stars every single season. Here's one of them. Enjoy this interview with Meleek Thomas. Now joining the One Star Recruits podcast, we have a Pittsburgh native, a current guard for Overtime Elite's City Reapers, and later this year, officially an Arkansas Razorback. Meleek Thomas is on with the One Star Recruits. Thanks for hopping on, Meleek.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
We're excited to have you in the middle of the OTE playoffs now. And 2 years ago is about this time, we had a couple of City Reapers alumni join this podcast, and kind of early examples of success in Overtime Elite. Everybody knows the names now, Amanda and Asar Thompson. Their appearance on this podcast kind of helped for us define OTE's potential. And the one-star recruits were all in from that moment. Have the Thompson twins personally offered any advice or guidance to you? And maybe has their success made you more confident that OTE has been the right path for you?
Yeah, I texted Asar just like that. I was proud of like what he was doing. He was just letting me know, just keep going. Just keep going, because I'm in the kind of the same position. It was very brief, but I reached out to him. It was just on something just like, I see what you're doing, and I respect it, because I'm going to be there soon, and we coming from the same last year of high school, so for sure. Both of them, but I only reached out to Asar yet.
Yeah, good guys, man. Similar game. Knows how to get buckets, big energy, good ballers, bro. Dude, a couple days ago, you had 33-8 with Coach Calipari watching courtside. How much time did you get to spend with him post game? Did he drop any wisdom on you about that game? Talk to us about that experience.
I didn't get to spend no time with him post game. He let me know before the game. No, he let me know the night before. He was like, "I'm coming to see you tomorrow." He kind of had let me know earlier in the week, like, "I plan on coming to see you." So it was like the night before my game. He was like, "I'm officially coming to see you tomorrow." Me and Brad, which is his son. So I was like, "I'm looking forward to it." He said, We'll stay half, third quarter. We won't stay the full game because yesterday they played Texas, so they had to get back." And he was like, I just want to make my presence feel known. I want you to feel me in the building." He was like, "I just want you to know I love you." That's what he told me. So it was just like I spent a lot of time with him pregame, just talking about how things was going, how I'm doing, NOT, how just things keep progressing. He just wanted to check up on me and make sure things are progressing in the right way for sure. So I'll
Legit, legit.
for that
It's
time.
crazy, Malik. So where's hometown for you? Where's hometown when people ask you?
I'm from Pittsburgh. He from Moon Township. Like I'm from the city of Pittsburgh.
Got it. Same 412 or different? Same 412.
Same 412, just 40 minutes.
Legit, legit. How about that with Coach Cal? Do you guys did that come up? Did those roots? Could you feel any of just those roots from Pennsylvania in that area of the country?
Of course. Like he grew up in Pittsburgh though. It's like that's where he's from, but he grew up in Pittsburgh as well. So it's like those roots kind of hit me immediately, especially with the kind of caliber coach he is. I would have never thought before I knew that he was actually from the same area. So it's like, all right, you that great of a coach, and then we from the same spot, so we could relate already off that before he even got to recruit me at a young age. So it was great.
Super cool, man. Little small things the universe kind of does in this space to get you with the right human beings to get to your best. And you're doing it, man. Our text message during that game was going a little bit wild. One of my guys was like, it's like Jordan Poole and the baddies are watching Jordan Poole play, man. But we know you're always going hard, especially when Coach Cal and any of these NBA guys are in the stands. Dude, let's talk Arkansas right now. 5-9, tough SEC record going down. A lot of close losses for the Razorbacks. What's one immediate impact that you're going to bring to flip the script next year?
I would say one immediate impact I'm going to bring to flip the script, or a few, is just like my energy, my leadership, and just my dominance. When I step onto a floor anywhere I play at, I want to make my presence felt early, like immediately. So I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna change just the narrative. If practices is slow, practice is not gonna be slow. The game's not gonna be slow. We're not gonna be losing how it is. I feel like you always got the 1 year rebuild, and that's what it is this year. So the second year is going to be Arkansas's turn up year because it's going to be me, Darius. You're going to have pieces coming back, and it's just my energy, my dominance, my leadership, just everything I bring to how I'm able to score the ball, get my teammates open, and just never give up. It's just going to change the narrative alongside with other good players. So I just don't see us having a bad year at all next year.
Do you have any assignments, like any homework from Coach Cal this season, like watching Arkansas games in your free time? Like, does he tell you like focus on this, or like one thing you're trying to get better at between now and when you get to Fayetteville?
No, when me and Coach Cal talk, because like DK said, they're all close losses. So it's just the little things like why are we not going for the loose balls, the rebounds. He's like, make sure you're doing the little things there on and off the court. So when you get here, you're not messing up. And he really telling me just shoot the ball, like constantly shoot the ball how I'm shooting it, because he know I shoot the ball well, and that's what they're struggling. Like when they're losing in close games, they're struggling to shoot the three. So it's like he's like, I can't wait to get you. He always tell me I can have you here now. I tell him like I could beat her right now because of my offensive skill set and how it's lacking at times.
Even hearing from Damian, one thing he says, ice in his veins. And Malik can shoot the lights out of the gym. And dude, you mentioned Darius. You got Isaiah too. Isaiah Sealy coming in.
For
You
sure.
y'all gonna have some ballers who can make clutch shots and stay in control. I think something that I love about the Thompson twins is their maturity early, especially in the first couple years. I can't wait to see what you three bring. Have you been? When do you expect to be on campus in Fayetteville?
I don't really got my date locked in yet. I just know we gotta go up for summer sessions, and then we get we get a some type of break in between our summer sessions, but uh then we gotta go back at the end of August.
End of August. All right, so you're soon enough you'll figure that out. But let's talk Pittsburgh really fast, man. We do a quick segment called "How Pittsburgh Are You?" These are 3 questions. My producer Winston sometimes picks the worst questions, so just go with it, bro. Let's figure out how Pittsburgh are you. 3 quick questions. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, all right. You were the first McDonald's All-American from Pittsburgh. Congratulations. Amazing. Let's represent. Let's do 3 questions. Here we go. First question. How many panini sandwiches have you had in your 18 years? And please name 2 ingredients that separate this sandwich that make it unique.
I would say I probably had two to three, maybe four max permani sandwiches. But 2 ingredients that make it a permani sandwich is French fries and coleslaw.
There it is, Matt. And I would have taken the over probably, but respect. Healthy. Got to stay healthy. Any restaurants in Pittsburgh that's your favorite? What's your number 1 hitter when you go home?
I don't even got a number 1 hitter. I like to go everywhere. You can't never go wrong with Hooks, like ever. The seasoning that they put on it, like you just can't. It's so many pizza places on the north side. Badama, I just go everywhere. Grandma B's on the hill. It's just like I don't have one specific food spot. I like. I grew up there, so it's like I done had it all.
Switch it up. Variety, the spice of life. That's the same thing I say when people talk about my hometown, Tempe, Arizona, man. Second one, dude, Steelers have only had 3 coaches since 1969. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Name 1 besides Coach Tomlin.
Before this guy was born.
Yeah, that's before I was born. I can't.
I'll give
get
you a
down.
hint. I'll give you a hint, Malik. Chin.
I don't even do good off that hint.
That's kind of a poor ass hint, bro. It's my guy Bill Cowher. He's got a huge chin. Bill Cowher, Chuck Noll, the only other head coaches. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Question 3. This is another geography question. This might be the worst question. Here we go. Pittsburgh's 3 rivers are pretty well known. It's like a personality. They're quirky, they're iconic. Name all 3 of the rivers in Pittsburgh. Go ahead, Malik. No Googling.
The Monongahela, the Allegheny,
Uh,
and it's the Monongahela,
You got the 2 hard ones.
the Allegheny.
you got it.
It's the Ohio right next to it.
Oh my
You know
goodness.
that.
Yo,
I knew we had that one, Rip. Dude, hit me with the Magoola one more time. That was clean.
the Monongahela.
I like that one, dude. I like that name. That was really fresh. Well done, dude. Hey, this guy's Pittsburgh, Rip. He moved to Charlotte. He came back to Pittsburgh. He knows Pittsburgh for sure.
And he'll be in Fayetteville soon. Malik, we end every interview with a segment we call 1 star to 5 star. Everybody knows we're the 1 stars. You can tell from those questions right there. But we're trying to get better every week with advice and tips from all our guests like you. So I want to just close it out with a few questions that run the gamut. We'll use a 1 to 5 star scale here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you look at your life, it seems like it's 100% basketball. You're in the playoffs right now, like we mentioned, but there's got to be something outside of the sport that keeps you relaxed and having fun, whatever it is. So for our listeners, what's the 5-star activity outside of hooping that you like to do with any free time you have?
I pray a lot. I pray a lot. Just make sure I stay connected. Make sure I just keep my mind fresh, keep my mind clear. Yeah, I really just I love spending family time. I love spending time with my loved ones. Yeah, I don't get no better feeling than clearing my mind from all ball, just being on the phone, my people's like because I was just gonna say staying in the gym, but y'all said away from basketball. So it's just really just praying a lot, just making sure I stay connected to the Lord, and that really clear my mind, like get all the stress off me and just help me look past everything and yeah, live in the moment for sure.
That's actually a really amazing answer because most of the time we'll hear like NBA 2K or something like that. But you got, praying and family time is a little bit of what you're all about. I like that answer. All right, number 2 here. Pittsburgh, we talked about a little bit. It's a great sports town. To me, it's probably one of the top 5 in the country. Great fans, but they've never had an NBA team. I believe there was an ABA team back in the 1970s before any of us were born. But we always hear Seattle and Las Vegas when it comes to the NBA expanding into new cities. But I honestly think Pittsburgh would be a really good spot. So let's get your rating on a 1 to 5 star scale. What are the odds that Pittsburgh will ever get an NBA franchise in your lifetime? 1 to 5 stars.
I got 4 stars. I got 4 stars. I see it happening. I see it happening while I'm in the league, actually, just because
Uh,
I feel like that's just something that you asked me, so I'm just gonna manifest it kinda. Cause it's like it's gonna be a few of us. It's gonna be a few of us from Pittsburgh that's gonna be there. So it's like what we will get drafted. And if I'm when I'm in the league, then if that team does happen to come out, then I see myself getting traded or however that may work. But I just like the odds for sure.
Gotta stick with the black and yellow too.
For sure.
Penguins, Steelers, gotta stick with it.
Yep, speak it into existence. We like that answer too. I could see it happening too. I think Pittsburgh would be really good for the NBA. All right, last one here to close it out. We like to play a little nickname game sometimes, and just to show how 1 star we are, we got some suggestions for you. We know you go by Leak, but you know it's short for Meleek, but we wanted to run a few others by you. You might have to step it up with a 1 star nickname now that you'll be playing in
Brace
the SEC
yourself,
next
Malik.
year.
He's really shitty at this. He's not good at this, and he continues to try to do it. So brace yourself.
All right.
I probably spent like 3 hours on these. So I'm gonna give you 3 of them. Give me a 1 to 5 stars on each one. All right.
All right. I
All
got
right.
you.
First one here. My kids, all right, Sour Patch Kids, Trolleys, all kinds of candy. They love going to the store called Five Below. You can get all kinds of candy for $2. Now you wear jersey number 5. So how about Five Below for a nickname? Like look out Five Below. Like when you throw down a dunk or to me, it's got great NIL potential too. Five Below NIL partnership with them.
On the NIL side, I think that's great. On the nickname side, I give it a 1.
All right. We'll starting off at the bottom. I kind of agree with that. It's probably my worst one here.
Terrible. Terrible.
All right. Number 2, we're running with the Pittsburgh theme. Everybody in Pittsburgh right now knows about Paul Skeens, one of the best pitchers in baseball. You heard of this guy? You seen him pitch for the Pirates?
Yeah. I don't even like. If you had to ask me Pirate players, I could tell you Paul Skeens, Andrew McCutcheon. Like that's it.
All right. So how about Ball Skeens? Ball Skeens as a nickname. The basketball Skeens.
No.
All right.
Too close to ball, Rip. Nobody wants.
Yeah.
I mean, basketball, but that's ball skeins. No thanks, Rip.
All right. Throw that one out the window. I'm gonna close it out with my best one here. I think this one really has potential. Kendrick Lamar has some really big hits right now. Everybody saw the Super Bowl halftime show. He sang that last show. That last song was called "TV Off" that he closed it out with. But for me, like anytime you're playing a game, I want to have the TV on. Like Meleek is playing. How about TV on? No one's got it yet. You can claim it right now. TV on.
I like that. If that's your best one so far, because it's like I'm the show, so it's like when the TV on, it's leaks on. Yeah, I like that.
And it's hot right now. Everyone. I think it could catch on. We might have to get Whitney to send out a press release here.
For sure.
That's your best one, Rep. I was thinking Pittsburgh Prodigy. I was thinking you're right in there. There's some good ones though. Hey, sky's the limit. All I know, listeners, follow this dude. But look up YouTube. Go ahead, Meleek Thomas. I'll wait. Look it up. Get familiar in Arkansas. You'll be seeing this guy in the league. Hey, amazing. Thank you for swinging by our podcast. We really appreciate you, Meleek.
I appreciate y'all for having me again. Thank y'all.
And everyone can go follow you. It's Meleek.Thomas on Instagram. It's Thomas Meleek on Twitter. You can catch the City Reapers in the Overtime Elite playoffs right now on YouTube. And, of course, in Fayetteville later this year. So, Meleek, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you again for coming on with the 1 star.
Thank y'all.
Special thanks again to our people down in Atlanta at Overtime Elite. Great organization, and they're going to sustain themselves by keep having these 5 stars come out and NBA guys in the future. It's becoming a pipeline, DK. And one thing I want to focus on is we're 1 star and we come up with some very bad nicknames, but this TV on one I think is gaining some traction, man. What do you think about TV on for this guy?
I dig it. One of your better ones. You got a off the cusp right now nickname for Zotovmir Izdovic.
Big Z. That's all I got.
Big Z. It's been taken, dude. It's been taken. I like that you mentioned Darius Acuff. I said Acuff in the interview. No disrespect. I think it's Acuff. YouTube that guy, Arkansas fans. Number 8 overall recruit. That backcourt is going to be nasty, completely nasty. So stay tuned.
And just to pull out a stat real quick that producer Winston just put in front of me. We talk about Calipari and we joke it was not the wrong hire. We all know that he brings 5 stars every year, like we mentioned. But just a quick note that Winston just fed me. Since 2019, Coach Cal has only won one NCAA tournament game. We talked about it before. It looks like they're on the bubble a little bit. They need a couple wins here in the SEC tournament coming up in a couple weeks to probably even be on the bubble at this point. But man, Coach Cal missing the tournament in his first year would be a little bit of a knock on Arkansas basketball.
Quite the knock, dude. Couple bad beats. 2017, 2018, ruined that momentum. He'll get it back. Got young guys coming in, Rip. That was fun. Good one. So there we are. Early on it again. 1 stars, you're welcome. Get your earlies on the Arkansas if you like this young backcourt. Things happening as usual. We're here first on the pod. How's life, Rip? Dude, I want to talk about Kyrie Irving in Dallas. How are you, though? 1 to 5 stars. You doing all good?
Yeah, I sent you the clip. Still on a high from Sunday with our walk-off win for the Miami Hurricanes. I know I'm not allowed to make Little League references here, but this was a special one. Got a game-winning hit from a kid who really needed it. And yeah, just on a high from that 48 hours later, man.
Oh, that wasn't even your kid?
No, it was one of our outfielders. So,
Unbelievable.
yeah,
I gave
the
my whole
smallest
house
kid on the
credit
team.
for your kid. There was no mention whose kid that was. The view was terrible.
Hey, when you're a manager, they're all your kids in a certain way. So yeah, no, but great win. Even though the only thing that would have made it better is if the game actually counted, because this was a preseason game that doesn't count in the standings. But walk-offs are walk-offs, man.
Amen. Ain't that the truth? Saw you rocking that Miami Hurricane uniform. You like that one, huh? Out there looking like Warren Sapp and Vinny Testaverde, walking around with that. You feeling confident in that fit, looking like a manager?
That orange pops, man. I'm telling you, green and orange. Like if we got nothing else on this team, we got good uniforms.
You gotta get a Hurricane out there to talk to the kids if you're gonna rock that uniform that hard, dude. Duke Johnson available. Our guy Calais Campbell possibly. Get him out. Let the kids know this is real here.
Cameo? Get a cameo going from those guys.
Get a cameo from Kyrie Irving now. Out for the season, torn ACL. Dallas, I'm sorry I mentioned it in the intro. Rip, have you explained? We just talked about your kids playing baseball, young Miami Hurricanes hitting game winners. Obviously, love sports, obsessed, know what's going down. Have you explained to your sons this Dallas Mavericks situation, what they're doing? How is this conversation happening? This is like the birds and the bees. How do you explain this to your kids?
Emotions were high this weekend in the house. I bought NBA 2K25 for $19.99 at Target for them for the Nintendo Switch. We turn it on. Within 5 minutes, my kid's yelling at me that Luka is not on the Lakers. Somehow it was the old teams. And I said, what's going on here? Is it a glitch? So I spent about an hour and a half Googling, trying to figure this out. Finally got it fixed last night. I had to reboot the entire Switch, load the game again. Now we got Luka on the Lakers, Anthony Davis on the Mavs, as it should be. But how many more things can happen to the Mavericks after this trade, DK? They had AD go down in the first game. Their other 2 backup centers are down, out for multiple weeks, possibly months. And now Kyrie Irving with the torn ACL. This trade could set the Mavs back 20 years, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Lots going on, lots to unpack there. Before I get there for the initial unpack, though, how lucky are kids? You're right. You have to do the upgrade, the software upgrade to get the roster, the new rosters. And I think they do it a couple times this season. I spent hours, if not hundreds of hours, doing all the trades myself, though. Do you remember in the 90s, Rip? No upgrades in the rosters. You know what I mean? You had to do the trade, and the trade usually wouldn't push through. So you'd have to add like a Rui Hachimura just to make the trade go through because you couldn't trade futures or something. You know what I mean? Lucky kids.
Well, I remember that, and we were going to try it, but then I read online that even the trade system on NBA 2K25 would not make that trade. They would not. It was such a bad trade. They wouldn't make that trade.
That's why we're besties, Rip. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. It wouldn't even happen. It's unbelievable still shocked to this day. But as we unpack it and everything starts to crumble down, the poor Dallas Mavericks fans, a couple just consequences for the squad, which, by the way, is ran now by President Rick Welts, who ran the president for the Golden State Warriors for their run and their building of a new arena. What Rick does, I spent a couple years working for Rick. What his specialty is kind of like a VC, like a public equity company. He comes in, he wants to clean the fat, clean it up a little bit, and then really lean into strengths and weaknesses and go from there. And he does have results. He was with the Suns before, the Warriors, and now he's in Dallas. This is a little perplexing and at levels that are confusing still, but some consequences of these now that things are slowly unpacking, and which is Nico Harrison is the heel, like John Cena still. Guy was getting harassed in LA. Amazing the audacity of Nico Harrison to come watch courtside in LA last week. Respect, I suppose. Social media team took a hit. Ticket Squad took a hit. They lost 700,000 followers post trade. Do you follow him, Rip? You out?
I never followed him to begin with, but I think he probably came to LA because it was the only place he'd get cheered. He can't get cheered in Dallas anymore.
I mean, that's true. That's a take. It's the audacity, though. So lots of season ticket cancellations. Sorry, ticket office. This is the worst ever. Probably lose that commission. I don't know if they've repaid commission to all these poor ticket reps that sold these tickets to offer refunds, though. They increased ticket prices for next year 13%. So more poor fans going on. It's just been a PR disaster. Really a lot of long-term damage, like you said, Rip, possibly 20 years. This trade just really eroded trust a lot. Trust in the Dallas Mavericks that Mark Cuban spent so long to develop, and this team's commitment to winning. It's back to welcome to the Bidwell Cardinals. It's the most you guys are like Cardinals fans of the NBA. You think it might be going in the right direction, and a couple things, a couple bad hires, a couple decisions, a couple lawsuits, things have turned and have been just upside and down crazy. It's nuts, and I'm sorry to the city of Dallas. I do have a dream 2025 scenario. That's the only dream scenario I can think of. Before I hit on it, Rip, just go ahead with Dallas. I mean, put yourself in some Dallas Mavericks shoes. Let's say you got a house in Plano, you're raising your kids, you listen to Joe Rogan, you got a truck, and you're sitting in traffic, and you're looking for some good in this situation here. We got Kyrie Irving out for the season. We have more injuries with the big men. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with some of their big men too, injury wise. Seems like it might be a throw in the towel situation year. Go ahead, Rip. 2025, best case scenario.
Everybody is optimistic in training camp because it's the start of a brand new season. There's always positivity at that point in the season. So let's fast forward to October. Anthony Davis, fully healthy. Daniel Gafford, fully healthy. Derek Lively, fully healthy. You got three big, good centers. Anthony Davis, still top 5, top 10 player in the NBA when healthy. Kyrie now looks like probably won't be back until maybe next Christmas, maybe January, February. But let's ride AD as much as we can for the first half of the season to a top 5 in this Western Conference standings, and then you get Kyrie back. Takes a while to get him back, but fully healthy for the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks 2026. We just paid 13% more for our tickets, but we're getting treated to a deep playoff run in 2026. Go Mavs!
Not bad. I'd let you really clean, just give a clean draft Meleek Thomas, but you're right. Health and chemistry.
He's gonna be at Arkansas next year. Come on, DK. Fast forward too much. He's got a year at Arkansas before he can go to Dallas.
You never know. Things can progress quickly in Dallas. They might do something else wild.
What happens first? What happens first? The Dallas Mavericks get to the Western Conference Finals, or Pittsburgh gets an NBA franchise?
20-year plan, baby. Right on track. That is a parallel universe moving forward right there to see which one connects. I mean, you nailed it, though, for 2025. Got to find some healthy chemistry, somehow working vibes in there. Get a little of that sage burning, Kyrie. That's really hurt when you said Christmas again of next year, because that injury, oh, man, it hurts. They'd have to draft a poor man's Luka, a shooter. Liam McNeely, Rip. A poor man's Luka from UConn. Liam McNeely at pick 20. What do you think? High IQ, defensive-minded shooter. What do you think?
If you're asking people in Dallas to get excited about a man named Liam McNeely, probably about the most boringest name you can even think of. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, man. We need Kyrie back for Christmas.
Liam McNeely, get ready. Get ready. Davis, Lively, Washington, McNeely coming to a city near you. They traded Quentin Grimes and he's scoring 45 a night for the Sixers, Rip. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I don't know what's going on there.
What
This is the
else?
wildest thing. The world's really wild right now. It's still the top number one of the Mount Rushmore list of blowing my mind facts when I wake up in the morning and I'm having coffee. I think about it once a day.
I don't know much else that could go wrong for the Mavs at this point. So it's only uphill from here, Dallas fans.
Uphill from here. One star moment. I just got a dog fart in my face right behind me. Wonderful. That one is just a reminder. It's raining here, and the dog's refusing to go to the bathroom, Rip. We're close to 40 hours, but I sense it's coming. We need to double check, make sure that one stayed put. Call back from last week. Dude, Matt Stafford, you nailed it, Rip. Staying in LA. I think that's what you said. If I'm not mistaken. Is that true? Did you said staying in LA, right?
Yeah, I think it made the most sense.
I want to give you your kudos there because I called the Cleveland freaking Browns, okay, for this guy. His wife was happy there. Who doesn't want to leave LA? He's staying in LA. So call back, got restructured, figure out some money that works. Left the Giants and the Raiders job available here. Opens things up for Aaron Rodgers. Added out of there with the Jets. See ya. The Giants. They're gonna have to pay this guy probably about $40 million, or if he's not going to take. Rodgers isn't known for taking any deals, but the Giants, the New York Football Giants, seem to be the top team. I don't know if I like that. Sam Darnold could be an option. Brock Purdy still hanging on by a thread, most likely after this Debo trade to the Commanders. Purdy's going to get that extension. Looks like John Lynch and the Niners are going all in on Purdy. Out of those that I named, Rip, these quarterbacks now, since you're the procrastinator of QBs, which one do you like the most for sticking around or moving around?
I think you got to like Brock Purdy sticking with the Niners, homegrown, drafted in the 7th round. It has been nothing but lights out for them. So I don't know how you let that guy walk, to be honest. But Sam Darnold to me would fit well on the Giants, and I'd take him in a heartbeat over Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, for all those reasons you mentioned, old, over the hill, past his prime. Sam Darnold at least had a good year last year. Maybe he's starting to figure things out in his late 20s. I think you pay that guy for a couple years and see what he can do.
I like it. A couple other takes. I'm going to pull these from the back of my ass here completely because why not? I missed so bad on Stafford to Cleveland. Aaron Rodgers to the Titans. That Titans job still there. That is a town that fits the guy. He can probably be himself more than any other place. Aaron Rodgers to the Titans. Sam Darnold, Rip just mentioned him. Browns, the job that I really would have liked for Stafford. I know it's a shit job. It's the worst job in football. It's a sneaky fit, though. It's a sneaky little fit that could just work out. Kevin Stefanski, former Vikings OC. And then a little bonus one for Jets fans, if you're interested. Justin Fields to the Jets for a new look. For a complete new look. So we'll see. Debo traded to the Commanders. I mentioned it for a 5th rounder. So Rip, declining star. We'll put him in that category. $18 million salary. Injury concerns every year because he plays in such a way that it's hard not to get injured. Is this a shrewd move? And Jaden gets a guy who's going to really help him? Or is this kind of John Lynch revealing that youth and prioritizing youth and health is the way to go over proven talent? That was a long-ass way of asking a question. Did the 49ers know something, or do the Commanders know something?
I think this is one of the cases where it's good for both teams. The Niners have the guys to take his place. They drafted Pearsall in the 1st round last year. He can maybe be 80% of what Debo was, but Debo in Washington, I think, is a perfect fit for Jaden Daniels. If you watched a lot of their games last year, they had the deep threat with Terry McLaurin and a couple of those other guys who stepped up on the outside like Naomi Brown, but they were kind of missing that guy who could run over the middle and do the tough Debo stuff. And honestly, they don't have a workhorse running back. So Debo could get 5 carries a game like he kind of did some of those years in San Francisco when they had some injuries. So I think it's a perfect fit. He's going to go great with Jaden Daniels, who throws not only a really good long ball, but a really accurate intermediate pass to those slant guys and everything like that. So I think Debo is going to have an amazing year. If he can stay healthy, which we always know is big if, I think that's a huge, huge win for the Commanders.
NFL still captivating our attention. I had Phoenix Suns in my notes here. I'm just going to glide right past it, though. In fact, I'm going to go right into it. 1-star moments of the week. 1-star moments of the week. We talk about them. Not everybody does on this podcast. We're 1-stars. We talk about it. 500level.com. Get your St. Patty's Day shirts if you haven't already. The Phoenix Suns. 1-star. 1-star. 1-star, Rip. I thought Budenholzer was going to lose his job last week is how bad this got. Now he's telling Booker to be quiet. We're not. What the hell is happening? What has happened? Things have gotten out of control, and it's going to spiral into losing Kevin Durant, which is fine. I hope it doesn't spiral into losing Booker because I love him. I can't see Ishbia doing a blow up the team scenario because super rich guys who he just sold, by the way, Flagstar Mortgage just sold to a company called Mr. Cooper. Believe it or not, Rip, $1.6 billion. Congratulations to the Ishbia brothers. So you have money. Mr. Cooper, how you like that name of a mortgage company? Thought it was fake.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
What I thought of too, man. 80s babies. Anyway, 1-star moment. Trying my very best to digest this team. Still watch and appreciate some of the goodness of Devin Booker, of Kevin Durant. Couple moments of goodness with Bull. Unfortunately, some of the things that we thought were great at the beginning of the season turned out to be really terrible. Rip, Coach B, not the guy. He's aged out. We're done with old coaches. We're done with old Greg Popovich, Budenholzer. You don't have it. You don't have it anymore to relate to these guys at a level to keep them going at a high level. And Phoenix needs a complete revamp there. So cut the GM, Mr. Jones. Thank you. See you. New head coach. Revamp this thing. I wonder if it's a LaMelo Ball trade. Rip, as crazy as that sounds. That's where I'm going to save that for Rip Reacts because I'll ask you the damn question. But my 1-star moment of the week's being a Phoenix Suns fan. It's really shitty right now. Really a low point in the last 5 years, including a finals loss.
Thank God for the Dallas Mavericks and all their calamities, because if it wasn't for them, this bad dark light would be being shined on the Suns right now. Just awful, in danger of missing not only the playoffs, but even the play-in at this point. Probably going to get passed up by the Portland Trailblazers in the next few weeks. So, yeah, just 1-star all around for the Phoenix Suns.
What you got?
We have a 1950s front door on our house. DK was built in 1949, and we has one of those window glass panel design. So bottom half is wood, top half is some crazy like church looking glass. And we had about 10 boys having a Nerf gun war outside this weekend. And one thing led to another, and we had a giant Nerf gun handle go through one of the glass panels, knock it out. So I currently have white electrical tape covering a hole in our window on the front door. Thank God it's not 25 degrees here like it is there. But 1-star moment of the week, man. Got to figure out what to do with that. Is it time to get a new door? Do I want to painstakingly replace that panel of glass if I can even find it? Like I said, it's about 75 years old. So yeah, the house lost a little bit of its charm this week with that door get busted up, and my wallet's going to lose a lot more money this week by having to get a new door or replace that thing. 1-star moment right there.
1-star moment, value guy. It's the universe though took control of that situation. It had a good life. It's like putting it to sleep. It had a good life. I too have in California the same door with the same interesting the 50s, man. They really like those shaped semi-stained glass doors, ornate doors, if you will. Never great doors. Always didn't fully connect to the bottom. The side was a little loose. Never great doors. But the universe doing its thing. Recommendation as we slide it into recommendations of the week just for you. And I know you're already doing this. Your wife's already talking about it. Again, one of the top opens, bottom stays. Dutch doors, maybe they call them. So you can get the air going up top.
Yeah, does that work with a screen door on the front, or can you only have it without a screen door? Is there no reason to have a screen door if you have a Dutch door? These are the questions I have.
Dutch oven, man. Yeah, life's crazy. Complicated shit, Rip.
That's your
1950s
answer,
door.
Dutch. Why are you avoiding the question? Can you have a
I don't
Dutch door
know.
with a
Yeah,
screen?
listeners hit us up. I don't know the answer to that, Rip. I still have a 1950s 52 ornate Quaker door like you. You might be able to get some money for that because people probably do collect those, dog.
Why
If
did they even
someone's
have why did they even have doors in the 1950s? Wasn't America so safe that you could leave your door unlocked and not even have a front door in some instances? What's going on here?
No, doors are one item that I can think of that have actually gotten worse over time. Everything else has gotten pretty much better, but when I think of doors, the best era of doors was the 1700s. Big castle doors, huge wooden, cool ass doors with carvings in them and hard. The doors have gotten worse, 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 and worse. The 50s, the door that you have was actually might have been a peak for ornate value. You had a damn stained glass door, Rip. It's like a mausoleum in there. It's like a church. And you're going to go to Home Depot and get yourself a plastic door and microplastic yourself for $59.99. Doors are the one thing that have actually declined rather than inclined over the.
Hot take on doors on One Star Recruits. That's a podcast nobody wants to listen to these
It's
days.
true, bro. If you go get yourself a door from the 1700s, you'll be impressed. Damn, that's a nice door. No one's saying that about modern doors ever.
What's your
Think about
recommendation
it.
of the week?
Rec. Everybody got videos from me, and I love it. I'm excited. I fucking ditched the pickleball racket, and I got a tennis racket. I declared my pickleball love too early. I did it. And then I moved and I don't have a pickleball partner. Pickleball courts are fucking crowded. Pickleball is overhyped. So I bought myself a pair of Asics with the best heel support ever. Sorry, Hokas. Fuck off, Hokas. I'm an Asics guy now. Bye-bye plantar fasciitis. And I got back to my roots that I abandoned 8 years ago. I abandoned tennis 8 years ago. So now I'm mentoring some college kids at Lewis and Clark University, and one of them is the team tennis coach and the team tennis manager. So he doesn't play for the team, he manages the women's team, but also was a really good high school tennis player who was good enough to give me some lessons. So we're doing lessons. I am into my third lesson, and I'm still working on my forehand and my backhand. I haven't got to serve yet. I haven't done so forehand and backhand only. Baby steps in it. So my recommendation: pick up a sport from your youth. No need to go pickleball yourself around like I did. To revisit your direct glory days, whether it's tennis, soccer, tether. If you're a tether baller from your youth, some of you are. I would have whooped your ass in tetherball. Trust me. But get back to your youth, dude. And for 40-year-olds out there, don't expect that you're going to hop in with some college kids or high school kids and just be good. Like my first lesson, I fucking hurt my wrist so bad I had to take a month off. Okay, because he was hitting it too hard. Back now that I'm back into gentle learn, just chill, but get back in it. Get back to a sport of your youth. That's my rec.
I like that you're getting back at tennis because you were a force back in 1998 in the Padre League back in Tempe. But just I want some clarity on something you just said. Are you mentoring them or are they mentoring you? What's the situation there?
Oh yeah, so there's kids graduating college who looking to get into hospitality, media, other degrees. So you just sign up and you connect, whether it's over coffee, in this case, tennis, and talk about different ways to look at the next chapter of life, bro. Helping out, giving back to the community.
Coconino Community College graduate giving back. I like that you're giving back, but little bit of a scary thought of you mentoring anyone. So hopefully at least you told them about the pod so we can get a couple new listeners here. All right, my recommendation of the week, DK. My kids have been really into planets lately. We're going to the planetarium this weekend to try to capitalize that and instill the love some more. But there was actually a planetary alignment this week where I think we had 7 planets line up in a row where in a clear sky, you'd be able to see them all. So my recommendation of the week is I whipped out this app. It's called the Skyview Light, Lite, Skyview Light. It's a free app. You can point it toward the sky at nighttime. It'll show you where all the planets are. It tells you the name of them, some facts about them, and then all the zodiac or whatever the hell they are, the Taurus, all those things that are in the sky that you normally can't see. This app helps clarify it and point it out for you. So if especially if you have kids under like 10 or whatever that are maybe interested in what's going on outside of Earth, just take them outside, download the Skyview Light app and point it up there. And it's really interesting.
There's so many Uranus jokes available. I could do all of them with like every line you said in that recommendation there. Yeah, just
did you know it's 300 degrees on Uranus right now? 300 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, there were stick 'em ups, there were put that thing up there were lots going on that rec Rip, but God, that is too easy of a joke. Thank you for making it. I appreciate it. Rip reacts, hit the music. All right, your GM. I mentioned it. We're going to go right back. Rip is GM. LaMelo Ball trade ideas on potential destinations. Okay. You thumbs up or thumbs down them. Ready?
Let's go.
Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant, if waived. Bradley Beal via trade clause. Future draft picks. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down, 100%. KD's contract, I believe, is up in a couple of years. LaMelo just signed like a 5 or 6 year. There was a joke
LaMelo and Devin Booker in the backcourt. Rip, think about it.
There was a joke made by Ryan Russillo a couple weeks ago that LaMelo has no fans over the age of 10. It's because he's the least efficient shooting player in the entire NBA. The numbers might look good, but when you dig a little deeper, the guy will probably never be on a winning team. So absolutely not.
Bring back Cam Johnson, make this trade. Devin Booker, Cam Johnson, LaMelo Ball, Phoenix Suns. At least we'll sell some tickets, Ishbia. Houston Rockets, maybe. Trading Jalen Green, Sengun, and some draft capital. They got a lot of those Phoenix Suns draft picks for LaMelo Ball.
I think these are all going to be a no. You're going to see a pattern, DK. Any team that's on the up and up, like Houston, and on the rise, why would you trade those guys for a player on probably the worst team in the NBA? It makes no sense.
He might be one of the most talented point guards in basketball on the right team.
You're not an analytics guy, DK. He's the least efficient scorer in the entire league. How many times do I have to say it?
How about the Magic? The Magic have the 29th ranked offense, okay, in the league. They need to elevate Pablo Banchero, who's really good. How about maybe just giving up on Franz? How about we give up on Franz there? Fun. It's been fun, Franz. Franz for LaMelo.
Absolutely not. When Franz is healthy, he's an amazing player, one of the bright up-and-comers in this league, just like Paulo. And all the Magic need to do at this point is stay healthy, and they have a playoff spot, top 5 in the East.
All right, I tried. Let's keep this going. Rip the GM. Let's do NFL. Some NFL free agents. Here we go. Rip the GM. We talked about Sam Darnold. I'm not going to do it again. No chance one more time that he resigns with the Vikings. Just no chance. It's like you looked through your girl's text messages and there were dick pics in there. You can't go back.
No, I think there's a chance. I think that it might behoove them to have J.J. McCarthy sit another year and watch Sam Darnold put in some work and being one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league like he was last year. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to bring him back on a 1 or 2 year deal.
Zach Bond. Will the Eagles prioritize Bond now? He's a veteran, or let him walk to probably like the Commanders, since they seem to be sweeping up little contracts here. Come on over here to the Commanders.
I think they're going to let him walk. They just, within the last 48 hours, they cut loose Darius Slay and also James Bradbury. I think a lot of these older veterans, they're letting go in favor of the young guys that they drafted out of Georgia and got Cooper DeJean a couple years ago. I think they're going with the young guys.
How about Chris Godwin, everybody's favorite fantasy player? New England Patriots or maybe the Raiders?
Great fantasy player, great humans. Unfortunately, coming off a torn ACL, I believe. I think the Patriots would be a good landing spot for him because they don't have a ton of wide receivers right now. They could have a good bounce back year up there.
No Cardinals yet. No Cardinals mentioned. I'm going to keep going till you give me a Cardinals mention. Carlton Davis. Lions could sign him. Most likely we'll let him go. Carlton Davis.
God, I feel like he's been around for 15 years. The Cardinals do have some young linebackers, so that might be a good fit for him there to close out his career in AZ.
This one's interesting. Dre Greenlaw, last one. Two more. This second to last. Greenlaw, injuries scare me. Injuries I don't like. But he maybe can land. I'm thinking Falcons. I keep going to the Commanders. Jesus Christ. Could the Commanders in my head just get every single free agent? This is getting crazy. Dre Greenlaw, where do you see him?
Why not? I mean, the Debo was kind of the same problem on offense in San Francisco as Dre's been on defense. When they're in there and healthy, they're amazing, but it's just only healthy about half the time. So they let Debo walk. They might as well let Dre walk too.
Amari Cooper could be his last year of productivity. Bounce back with the Bills or fresh start. Raiders. Just kidding.
I like him with the Buccaneers. How about down in Tampa to replace Godwin?
I kind of like that too, man. GM Rip. All right, there you go. Great podcast. A little different. Rip reacts. We got to get Rip the procrastinator and the prognosticator. Okay, the double thing right there works in our favor. Biggest problem out of that entire game is the rich get richer. The better teams are going to get better. The worst teams continue to just play in their own mud. Common denominator of successful teams across all aspects of professional sports. Rip, good ownership. Matt Ishbia, please be better. Please be better. We'll be back next week. One love.
See you next week.